Hello and welcome back to my walkthrough to Crash Bandicoot here in the Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy for PlayStation 4. In the last episode we completed these 5 levels here at the start of Island 3, completing up to Pinstripe. And in this episode we're going to see how far we can get, because these next 2 levels are pretty difficult. So trying to say that I can get all the way to Brio might be a little optimistic, but we'll see how we fare. We start off here with the High Road, which is the follow-up level to Road to Nowhere, which obviously is essentially, it's a bridge level. You have a bridge, and in this level you start off with a rather random little secret path here. So I meant to spin that away, I'll be honest. So we're going to keep some of these lives around just because the chance of me dying in this level, pretty high, I reckon. That was close. Okay, so we see the high altitude hog of death. Ooh, boy, that was close. Okay. Okay, and now we've got the turtles of doom. Okay, wonderful. So we get over the first one. So. Ah, damn. Actually, I don't think we need you. I think we can definitely make that jump by ourselves. Yes, we can. Ah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We don't need this turtle. Wonderful, okay, cool. Phew. I think we definitely need you, my friend. Wonderful. Do we need this? We might be able to make that. I'll be honest. I'm not entirely sure. It's difficult with the life in the way. I think I should just get rid of it. There we go. Oh, man. Damn turtle. That's the other thing, you know. The fact that the turtles can kill you. It's like, oh, we'll just have these platforms that can also kill you in this level. Jeez. Yeah, again, I mean, I couldn't... Maybe I should be aiming for the side. The turtles seem to behave quite a lot differently to how they did in the original game. Ah, man, I jumped! But I did not jump where I wanted to jump. Lovely. Because we need to have the forward momentum just to be able to get over most of these jumps. Ah! That guy is getting really annoying. I might spin him. And pray that we can make the next jump by ourselves. Oops! I mean, it's this sort of level because you need the forward momentum in order to actually make the jump, because it's not there otherwise. You don't have the momentum. It's horrible. Okay, that's okay. Yeah. Ah, man. So we get our first, so as you can see, after you die a certain amount of times continuously on the same checkpoint, you do get a pity Aku Aku, as it were. Go, 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 go. Yes. Stay. Wonderful. Go, go, go. Ah, beautiful. That was the perfect time. Okay, I reckon we can definitely make this jump. Not like that, we can't. I jumped way too early there. I knew this level was going to be a pain. Did not realise quite how much of a pain it was going to be. The problem is that it's only the turtle shells that give you the, you know, this extreme, the turtle bellies, I should say, that actually give you this extreme boost. Like, just jumping off the turtle shells will not actually catapult us that far. Go, 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 go. Yep. Go, 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 go. Yep. Okay. No, I'm sure we can make that. I'm sure we can. I have faith that we can definitely make that jump without our shelled friends. And by friends, I mean... Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, made it. Okay, fine, we'll use you instead. Nope. I can see the checkpoint, it's just there. Nope. Yeah, I need to get, you need to be sort of moving forwards. There we go. Oh, thank God. Screw you. Come on, hog. Don't care. That's what the Akus are for, pretty much, seeing as most of the time, if you're going to be dying on this level, you're going to be dying because of holes like that, because you're making terrible, terrible jumps. Come on. There we go. That's much more like it. So, I think you saw there is a secret box up here. Oh, thank you. Go, 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 go. Yes. No, come on. We had the momentum there, I just didn't back the turtle. There we go. Beautiful. And there is our Torna bonus round and another checkpoint. Wonderful. Oh boy. I knew this level was going to be a pain. I think what they've done is they've sort of... Because the turtles in the original Crash did not behave in this way, so what I think's happened is they maybe changed the they maybe changed the jumping mechanics to suit like maybe Crash 3, because I think the jumping mechanics are slightly different in each game. Like normally it's not that much of a difficulty, but I mean, like, you know, going from say Crash Crash 2 to 3 is like, there's no real difficulty at all. But you go from Crash, as we get the gem, wonderful. So yeah, so going from Crash 2 to 3 isn't that difficult, but going from Crash 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, I think there's a bit of a difference in just in terms of how the jumping works. And I think what's happened is that they've probably changed the jumping to be most like Crash 3. And as such, it's slightly different in Crash 1 and 2. Because normally in Crash 1, you can really get a lot of momentum from a standing start. So you could jump from a standing start onto that, onto a turtle and get huge amounts of momentum forwards. Whereas in this game, if I didn't have that sort of run-up jump onto the, onto those turtles, you just plummet straight down the holes. So there's definitely a lot of a problem, like, well, it's not problems, it's definitely just something quite difficult, something quite different there than maybe what was in the original game. It certainly made that level a lot harder than it was. Like, that is a much harder level now, I think. Okay, so, Slippery Climb. Now, this is the infamous level that everyone hates from the first game. Everyone used to call it the hardest thing ever. I don't think it's that bad. Usually, I've said that now, I'm going to inevitably die many, many painful deaths. So, what does this require? Okay, so essentially there's just a lot of these sort of moving platforms. It is the hardest sort of pure platforming test, really. Whereas stuff like the lab, which is the last level and is also very, very difficult, that's far more sort of like timing and stuff like that. Like making sure that you're sort of in sync with an inherent pattern within the actual level. But the fact we have to do this without dying is a little worrying. I don't think there are many checkpoints in the level. I would imagine the checkpoints are probably... I know there's definitely one. But whether there's another one aside from what obviously the game will, because the game will actually give us 2 extra checkpoints, which is quite nice. Because we'll get checkpoints for the Torna and Brio bonus rounds. That was a bit risky. It worked out in the end. So naturally, all of the sort of the spikes you see. So the sort of armaments, I guess, on the side of the castle. All of those will kill us. Okay, so that's a nice simple pattern. Nope, don't like that. Nope. Oh, we got really lucky there. Nope. 3. Go. Yes! Ooh, boy. They've definitely captured the sort of the dread of this level. Okay. Because this is a very difficult level, what I'll probably do is I'll probably give myself a few attempts just to sort of finish. I'll probably try and finish the level first rather than immediately go for the gem like I usually do. So obviously, like in if I was to fail a colored gem, I would normally, just restart. I think this level is sort of complicated enough and has enough sort of things going on in it that I would be more than happy just to pay attention to it right now. Get through this level, move on to the next one, and we'll see how it goes. But at the moment, things are going okay. Okay. So if you notice, these platforms, which are obviously moving in non-circular pathways, they spend quite a long time just in that sort of section, sort of in a nice line almost on the left-hand side. That is your opportunity to really, that's where you should be aiming. Go on, yes. Because if you aim to land there, then you'll likely be safe. Ooh, those guys are a little worrying there for some reason. Probably shouldn't have got the Aku before the Brio bonus round, seeing as the Brio bonus round is probably going to be really difficult, but there we go. He says as he dies immediately on the Brio bonus round. I mean, the Akus can help you sometimes. I mean, most of the time in this level you're going to die because you're going to fall down a pit, but there are a few sort of isolated cases where I guess having an Aku would certainly be of benefit. Oh man, thought I was there. Thought I was there. Okay, so we land, we bounce. Nope, slightly got pushed slightly by the TNT there. It's all good. Okay. It's stressful because I got to do this, and then I've just got to get back into slippery climb mode for the next bits, which are, you know, still really difficult. They love the in this level in particular. They like having. Yeah, I was rushing because I thought it was going to explode. Obviously, you know, you've got to make all of these very accurate jumps, and we're going to be making jumps from bird to platform, stuff like that. But I mean, we might as well get used to this Brio, because if we're going to be practicing slippery climb a lot, then the Brio bonus round is something we're going to need to do a lot. Okay. Whew. Go, 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 go! Yes! Beautiful. Okay, so there's the Brio round. I'm terrified right now. There we go, lovely. No point risk. Okay, so that's just to a circular one, so this shouldn't be too bad. No! Oh, you're kidding me! I thought I was on it and it just moved ever so slightly to the side. Well, we're gonna need to do this level again. Absolute nightmare. There we go. I'll complete it now just to show that, you know, I would have been absolutely fine. Yep. Actually, yeah, there's only a Brio around in this one. So close and yet so far. Oh man, so close. I like how angry he looks though. Crash looks great. I really like the design of Crash in this. Much better than like any other redesigns. Like, you know, he really looks like how Crash should look, I think. Which is great. Exactly what it should be. Okay, so next we've got Lights Out, which gives us the purple gem. But if I remember correctly, in order to get the gem on this level, we actually need another coloured gem, probably from the lab. So that's going to be a pain. So the way this level works is that, as you can see, when you get your Aku Aku, he acts as a light. And so if you get hit and lose your Aku Aku, you lose the ability to see in this level. So you start off with some, you know, relatively basic platforming. Can't remember if he times out in terms of light. You can definitely stand in the little alcoves on the left and the right. I'm pretty sure. God, those rats look so creepy. Obviously they were enemies, you know, they were obviously in the first game, but they never had like, I don't know, maybe they did have glowing red eyes. So what happened there is actually I spanned one of those rats and it crashed into an Aku box further up the level. It's good practice doing this level nice and cleanly, just because that looks like a green gem, and yet we have the green gem. He does lose his lighting abilities, that's a pain. Ouch! Yep. Sort of ended up getting stuck up on the stuck up in the sky. So if he's on a timer, then we really don't want to be breaking him early. Ideally. Ooh, boy, there we go, lovely. Pretty short, short and sweet, that level. I remember it being a lot easier, maybe, I don't know, maybe it just felt a lot easier last time. I always felt like that was a level I always had complete control of, like Lights Out was actually relatively simple. The harder level is Fumbling in the Dark, which is the next one. And that level can be, Fumbling in the Dark, which is the level above this, and that is unlocked by getting the key from this level, which is Jaws of Darkness. And this is a key, this is a gem I'm sure we can get. As you can see, we need the blue gem, but we already have the blue gem because we got the blue gem from Toxic Waste. So unless Lights Out requires the red gem from Slippery Climb, we should be good. Doom, doom. Ah, you're kidding me. That was a terrible, terrible jump. Do 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 do. Lovely, okay. There are 112 boxes. I mean, I know there's obviously a Cortex bonus. Because there's a key. So there needs to be a Cortex bonus, but I didn't realise there was that implies there's probably a Torna bonus as well. This level is a nightmare in the original game, just because there are so many things that can go wrong. You're jumping backwards through the level at some points like this, which is never fun. Not for very long, of course. Okay. Making jumps off enemies, onto rickety platforms, So yeah, there is a turnaround as well, lovely. Lovely. Ouch! Oh, we very nearly died there. Okay. It's all good. We get our Aku back. And now we've got to take the blue path. So, we get a trophy for actually finding our first gem route in another level. So essentially either returning to a level or just finding a gem route in a path. Why have they given me invincibility? I feel like having invincibility when the only thing that can hurt me is infinite pit drops is a bit of a... It's sort of being a bit cheeky game. Ah, there's actually a box up there. Lovely. Okay, how many do we have? 45. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that this is the path we would have come back down? Yeah, that is definitely the path we would have come back down. Tell me that spider reappears. I guess not. Tell me the blue gem reappears. Am I stuck? It looks like I am officially stuck. Well, that sucks. Ah. Well, that's a load of rubbish, actually, I think. Can't believe that. I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter, because we're going to get our Acus back, but... Well, there's a hint to you all, don't backtrack there. I was just checking just to see if there was any boxes, but, you know, because the Crash games, certainly the, you know, there's almost always a level where you have to do some backtracking. Anything up there? Oh, there is. Cheeky, there's a cheeky box up there. Good thing we found it. Okay, so... Yeah, so now we have 46. I'm assuming last time we had 45. And now we know not to backtrack. So don't bounce on that box there. I just realised, obviously, if you're bouncing on that box, you would probably get hit by the bats. Should have ran it. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, that was the bats. Okay. I thought it was saying I got squashed again. Okay, so next bit of the level. Yeah, gotta die there. So you can't knock the snake into that pile of boxes there, because that pile of boxes contains a Cortex token. This I know from experience. You tend to remember where the Cortex tokens are because obviously, you know, you've had to, you know, they are essentially imperative to your progressal, you know, to unlocking all of the levels in the game. So yeah, so essentially I think probably that one. So to go back and forwards. Wonderful, okay. Okay, and now, so if you're wondering why on earth is there Wumpa Fruit over here, much like the previous level where it was sort of follow the Wumpa Fruit, here you must also follow the Wumpa Fruit. Doing so will give you your final Cortex token. And we can try and get our final gem. Sorry, our final key, not our gem. Yeah. I meant to jump on the first one. I didn't mean to jump on the second one there. So you do need to wait. You need to wait on top of the TNT until about, probably it shows about 1. And then you can bounce and make your way back off. So those now all explode. And boxes appear. Wonderful. Okay. Go. Yes. Oh, that was really nicely done. Really, really nice. 24 Wumpa Fruit, 24 boxes. another life. Not that we needed it. And now we can take the rickety platforms back once more. Yeah, that is Torna token number 2. We can see Torna token number 3 down there. We will respawn at the Cortex token, yeah. Cortex bonus, I should say. Okay. So, we currently have 85 of 112. There we go. So, we want... 23, yeah, that's the one. 23 boxes. I don't need to worry, but I'm not going to risk it anyway. I think if you left that, the life probably would have lived. There we go, 21 out of 23, 23 out of 23, beautiful. That should be... There we go, lovely. Other bats. Yes, there we go, so... We get the gem here on Jaws of Darkness. Lovely. Phew. Okay, so that's that done. Now we have 2 more levels. Well, 1 more level and then the boss, Brio. And then in the next episode, what we might do is we might start off by... obviously you have to do the lab. We'll see how long that takes us. Because that could take us a fair while. We need to do the lab, slippery climb and lights out all again because we need to get those gems. So then we can then obviously unlock everywhere else. So that green gem path is a shortcut to the finish. It also takes you through a huge number of lives. Fortunately, it has no boxes down it. And does not actually get you the gem. So what we need to do is we need to do the level the proper way. So much like, this is much like Heavy Machinery. It's really not that bad of a level. There's a really annoying box bridge that used to be the absolute bane of my existence for a while. This was actually the last gem I think I ever got in my full 100% run. So now these platforms will overshoot, and you need to quickly get onto the platforms, you know, that you want to be on, because they'll now sort of take you up into, you know, hot pipes and stuff like that. So we need to drop down. Okay. So yeah, there's only 27 boxes. I don't think so. That tells me it's probably no Torn around, no Brio around. Just a standard sort of, just a crash level full of standard crash jumps. That one's always, I think, a little bit cheeky, the fact you sort of have to go into the screen. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, so you need to jump there. The jumps look a bit close, but they're not too bad. There we go, lovely. And we get another Aku here, so that's all good. Okay, so... There we go, lovely. Go down the staircase of descending things. Pretty sure there's a bouncy pad around here that is absolute death. It probably bounces you up into like some hot pipes, just to be really mean. Okay, so back down. Yeah, there it is. That bouncy pad there. Doodly doo. Wonderful. Okay, so is this the box bridge coming up? Do 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 do. What have we got left? 14 boxes. The last bit of this level is full of, like, you're on a moving platforms. Here's the box bridge. Honestly. Oh, can I just say how beautiful that went? I didn't think that spin would work. I thought I'd actually messed it up by going too low. I think you're meant to sort of do it one way, then come back, and then go back over. So sort of try and make sure you've got enough boxes for like 3 runs. So what do we have? 26 out of 27. Lovely. And there's the 27th box. Lovely. Okay, so we have all the boxes. Beautiful. Ah, yeah. So the end bit of this level is full of these jumps, which I absolutely hate. Because I do that, I panic, I run too far, and jump over. And unfortunately, the checkpoint is actually quite a ways back. Balls. Because now I have to do the box bridge all over again. Okay, so that was me, I think, going into the screen accidentally. So now I have no Aku for those jumps as well, which is even worse. So yeah, so what I think you're meant to do is you're meant to do something like... Yeah, no. Oh, I know, yeah, you go across on top, then you come back on top, and then you go across down below, I think, is the intended path. Not using, like, the spin tactic I used. So I think it's like that, and then that, and then like that. There we go. So yeah, so the reason this one was my final... This one was always my final level. In order to... Well, it wasn't always my final level, but as in the time I got 100%, this was my final gem. And these jumps right at the end always cost me. I would always mess them up. I can jump on that. Yes. But there we go. Oh, there we go. Castle machinery. Done. Wonderful. Oh, really happy about that. No doubt after, as we actually get a trophy for probably getting, I think we got a trophy for getting half the gems. I think we just got our 13th gem and there are 26 in the game. I might be mistaken by saying that, but I think that's... We did just get a trophy, so that would explain it. So now we have Nitrus Brio. If you squish a blob, it'll squirt across the room. This boss is pretty fun, if I remember correctly. So what he's going to do is he's going to start chucking potions at us, which turn into these blobs. And the blobs can kill you, as you can see. Normally you have to jump on them, if I remember correctly. And so they squirt back at him. So that's how they've sort of changed it. As you can see, the purple one, if he throws a purple potion at you, that just means he's going to try and kill you. So there we go. So now he's probably going to throw a couple of purple potions at me. Yep. And then some green ones. Beautiful. And now what he should do is he should drink his potions. Or maybe he's got 2 health bars? Oh no, he's gonna, so he drinks his potions. Turns into this monstrosity. And you've got to jump up here and then jump onto him. Oh, you're kidding me. You should just be able to jump onto his head if he does that, essentially. These green little blobby things appear furthermore. They'll appear in the lab as well, and they are a nightmare to deal with in the lab. I always hated... I mean, Brio is not a hard boss, but I always found him annoying. Ah, you're kidding me. Should probably be jumping and spinning every time. So he seems to throw them in the same places each time. Okay, so they sort of jump for how many times before sort of getting stuck? 3. Okay, so once more he's going to throw 3 blobs. And we can kill 2 of them immediately. Lovely. And then jump on him. Lovely. And he's going to throw 5 potions. What happened? Oh, right, okay. So the potion hit me as I was moving across. I didn't realize it would... The actual potion itself would just destroy me. I thought it would just the explosion would. Lovely. Two, 3, squish. Lovely. Okay, so let's make sure that we don't die this time. These bosses are not hard. I don't know why I was struggling so much there. There we go, lovely. Oh, you're kidding me! Why? Why did that kill me? Ah, man. Can we get any Akus in here? feel like I need them. Come on, Brio. Stop trying to make it out like you're a difficult boss. You're not a difficult boss. Do 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 do. 2, 3. Lovely. Oh man, I completely forgot he was going to do that. Idiot, idiot. Come on. There we go. I mean, it's annoying in one way because, you know, I'd rather have completed it without needing the Aku help, but at least we'll be able to get it over and done with. For some reason, Brio has never been a boss battle that I found easy, even though I know it is easy. Like, there's nothing difficult with, you know, what you actually need to do. Like, there are levels like, you know, Slippery Climb and the High Road and stuff like that, you know. People say that those are difficult, and, you know, I go, damn straight they're difficult. I can exactly see why they're difficult, you know. You've got to make some very high precision platforming calls. Does he have throw 6 there, actually? Lovely, okay, so get the first one. But this time we do it without actually... Yeah, we're going to do it without actually getting hit. There we go, lovely. We can defeat Brio as he... Oh, I love the way he tries to fly. Anyway. So there we go, that is Brio down, and we only have 3 levels left, one of which is barely a level as of itself. We have the lab, we have the Great Hall, and we have Dr. Neo Cortex to do. The lab is going to be one of the tougher challenges. That, I mean, in the next episode we're probably going to try and do the lab. If we do it fast, then we'll obviously have a chance to maybe try and do Slippery Climb and then Lights Out. In order to get those last 2 coloured gems. Because once we have all the coloured gems, obviously then we are in exactly the position we need to be in order to get all of the rest of the gems. But the lab itself is not an easy level. Really not an easy level. It's going to be fun to see how we do there. But thankfully we get past Brio. And we've got lots and lots of gems. I mean, we've got half the gems. We only have a few more levels left. And then the next episode... would definitely be facing off against Cortex, I think. We'll definitely do Cortex at some point, be it, you know, after having done the other levels, or whether we just spend the entire level struggling through the lab is another question. But we'll definitely try and beat Cortex and save the second ending, because obviously there's an alternate ending once we get all the gems. We'll save that for another time. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode of my walkthrough of Crash Bandicoot here on the PlayStation 4. I hope to see you on the next episode.